Boy, it feels good to be back on the ground again. Flying is for the birds, pun intended.
I don't know what you're complaining about. I'm the one who had to do all the work.
I know, and I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but I was afraid I would slip off and fall. I couldn't get a good handhold anywhere.
Not for the want of trying.
While you were groping the flight attendant, I was digging up intel on our mission. I was using my mobile to find out what the Cold War warrior's demands are. He wants America to shut down all border control and immigration agencies. If the president doesn't go on television to announce the change in policy by 11:30 p.m., he'll launch the missiles.
Why 11:30?
Maybe he wants to catch Kimmel.
Okay. So, we got a clue. Examine the tower.
This is the main building here. You can see from the bell tower that this building is where the marriage ceremonies took place.
Oh, that figures. All those lousy immigrants were marrying U.S. citizens just to avoid being deported.
Wow.
I was just thinking about all the men who were so desperate and repulsive that the only women that would look twice at them were doing so to avoid deportation. It's the historical equivalent of those Russian dating sites.
Actually, I was thinking about the modern fashion of renting the grounds to use as a venue for your wedding and reception. I gather it's very popular among rich Republicans.
What makes you say that?
It makes for a hell of a honeymoon. Do you know any Republicans who don't get a hard-on at the thought of thousands of immigrants being locked up in a building?
Why do you hang out with this Neanderthal?
He, hasn't always been this way.
Okay. Use the door.
Let's get inside the main building.
How do we even know where he is? He could be in any of the buildings on the island.
In the video he broadcast, he was standing inside a museum. This is where the museum is, right?
I've never been here before, but I think so.
Be careful of the door. He's probably rigged it up to a live current or put traces of nerve agent on the door handle or some other kind of devious trap to keep us out.
No, but he's locked it.
Okay, let's go to the sewer then.
There's nothing else for it. I'm gonna have to go down there.
Can't we look around a bit more first before we go wading through sewage? There might be a more accessible way to get into the building.
Not we, old friend. I'm going in alone. We don't have time to keep looking. Every second we waste gives that pinko more time to launch his deadly strike.
Wasting time. On the flight over, you had me divert via Brooklyn so you could buy an apricot Danish.
Yeah. That's not a waste of time. That's a rarity.
Well, if you're going in, take this headset with you. At least we'll be able to communicate with you while you're down there.
Okay.
Yeah, all right, Mom. How far do you think this ladder goes down? Whoa!
Not far enough.
Aw, man! I'm covered in...
I don't want to know.
Human waste?
It's just like that time you tried to unblock the toilet with a pressure washer.
I wasn't having any luck with one of your wire coat hangers.
You pinched one of my coat hangers?
Relax, dude. I put it back when I was finished with it. You don't think that commie convict would have booby-trapped the sewers, do you? Ah! Oh!
Ouch.
Possibly.
I think this gate is electrified. How can I be certain?
If you have a screwdriver with a plastic handle, you could touch it with that, but
I have a screwdriver.
Does it have a plastic hand?
No, I'm going to go radio silent for a little bit.
Okay.
What?
I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like all of the hardships I endure in life are just being set up for the voyeuristic pleasure of others. Like that film.
Which one?
The Truman Show?
Being John Malkovich?
No, Porky's.
Tell me, Melvin, have you ever considered developing a partnership with a peer whose inclinations more closely match your own?
Oh sure, I even signed up for an account at lickmybootsyouppatheticworm.com, but I guess they were looking for someone a bit less wormy. You were talking about working for a superhero with liberal views, weren't you?
I was, but I'll have to remember to wear my new boots next time we work together.
Hot, hot, hot!
What's he
You're
doing
telling
now?
me, mate. I think my glasses have steamed up.
What are you blathering about? That communist crackpot has set up fire pits down here! I'm burning alive!
Mate, you can't have forgotten what they told us at school. Stop, drop and roll.
Dude, if you could see what's down here, you'd rather toast like a marshmallow than roll around in it.
I told you it was worth paying extra for flame retardant spandex.
I refuse to wear anything that says retard on it.
Must be down to a bad experience in junior school. Or several.
Ooh, that's low.
Right. I'm in. I just need to get through the... Oh, son of a bitch!
I've had days
Breathe
like
in
that.
next time, dear.
Yo, Mel, over here.
Eh? Oh look, he's at the door.
Right.
Okay.
I've done the preparatory work for you, so this bit should be easy. Go down the manhole. Be careful to note when the ladder stops. Then follow the left tunnel almost to the end and turn right. There's a circular saw blade next to the end of the tunnel. Follow the blood trail down that tunnel until you reach a gate in the wall right ahead of you. You'll know it's the right gate if there's feces next to it.
It's a sewer?
Fresh feces. I was frightened, okay?
Yikes.
Step over the fire pits, following the smell of scorched body hair as the tunnel winds around on itself. Then climb up the ladder with the open manhole on top of it.
Or you could just undo the deadbolt there and let us through the door.
Sure, if you want to take the wussy way out. I mean, I guess Mel's not really a superhero, so he could come through the door. But I expected more from the paragon of liberal superheroism.
No, I'll just come through the door with Melvin, thanks.
You're not afraid it might affect your reputation as a feminist if you let a man do all the heavy lifting?
No one would ever know.
Ooh.
They would if I told them.
To be honest with you, Purple Patriot, I'm not confident enough in your prospects of leaving this island alive to be concerned about what you'll tell people when we leave.
The Cold War warrior won't kill me, Tipper. I'm more than a match for his might.
Yikes.
I wasn't thinking of him.
Dark. Very dark. Let's use the panel.
This is not how you get into the elevator.
Yeah, but you might be able to salvage some parts from the elevator.
I think I'd like to make sure the elevator isn't working before I stick my hands into the inner workings.
Okay.
You never used to be this fussy about messing with things.
Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice.
Yeah, I got you good with the blender though, eh?
Yikes. Okay.
It's not responding. I think the power must be cut.
Okay then.
His awkward fat fingers are probably too big for the button.
Are you kidding? That guy's got the delicate hands of a craftsman.
I thought you said he had the hands of a craftsman.
Yeah, well, it's another guy who actually turns the leather into something useful, but he beats the cow to death.
Okay, so that didn't work?
You're the one who is good with technology, old friend. So why is it always me that has to poke around inside dangerous spaces?
If you get an electric shock and suffer involuntary loss of bladder control, you're wearing waterproof pants.
Just a bunch of wheels and wires in here, old chum.
Let's take them.
I don't see the point in dismantling these. We don't have any use for them.
They're pulleys. We're bound to think of something. If we don't, I'll rig something up in the apartment so you can use it to get pizza in and out of the oven without getting off the sofa.
Awesome.
Dude, now I hope we don't find a use for it.
I know, right? Okay, let's talk to Mel. No. Let's stop the bleeding heart.
I suppose I should thank you for the ride out here.
I don't normally take passengers. Melvin was no trouble, but in future, a man of your girth should really reserve 2 seats.
It really wasn't as bad as I was expecting. A woman flyer. You didn't have to do a hill start or parallel park, but you managed not to crash into anything, and I never caught you doing your makeup in the rearview mirror.
Wow.
Could you two possibly cut out the sexual chemistry and love-hate tension thing long enough to stop the maniac with the missiles?
Have you been busy?
So, been involved in any exciting adventures lately?
No.
I had a gig providing security to an abortion clinic which was getting bomb threats.
That's your best gig? Private security? That's what happens to people who fail the police exam.
Hey, I did not fail the police exam. I never took that exam. Why would I? It's because of woman haters like you who are intimidated by females in positions of power that women become victims of discrimination.
My boy Wonder and I aren't intimidated by women, are we, old friend?
Yikes.
Don't drag me into your petty arguments.
Perfect case in point. Lots of superheroes have a boy wonder, but did you ever hear of them having a girl wonder?
No, I haven't.
No, and you want to know why? The minute you take on a girl wonder, she's on the crime phone to all her friends.
That's low.
Brittany, you'll so never believe it. I'm like totally the new assistant to the Caped Wonder. I know, right? No, because he's really Ralph Reynolds, that rich industrialist, so he's like totally trustworthy. We're raiding the lair of his arch nemesis, Dr.
Wow.
Thunderpants, in the morning, but I'm like totally looking forward to it because he's really, really dreamy, and he's like such a bad boy, but only because he hasn't found the right woman yet.
That's low. Oh, we can go to these. Use it, Dane.
I'm not touching it. Taking down the flag from a public building without a good reason is, well, it's heresy or treason or something.
On a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is calling the president a poopy head and 10 is snapping the Statue of Liberty's knicker elastic, how bad would it be?
I don't know, an 8?
What would that equate to?
I don't know.
Snapping Hillary Clinton's knicker elastic. Ow.
Yikes.
You're a very sick man, you know?
No.
What makes you say that, mate?
Who else would have so many cases?
Yikes.
On the subject of having too much baggage, have you started seeing a shrink yet?
He's got a therapist all to himself.
Really?
Yikes.
Yeah, he says he's not taking on any new patients until he reconciles some of the big guy's personalities.
use the ladder then.
Yeah, we should definitely try to get as high up as possible. Wherever that Russian reprobate is hiding at, he's bound to need a good vantage point. Dude, someone pulled the ladder up.
Well, how'd that happen? I can't see anyone up there.
I know, me neither. But just as I was about to climb up, the ladder was pulled up.
Someone must already be
Wow.
up there. I guess they don't want anyone else taking advantage of the leg up that they benefited from.
Oh,
On a
okay. We've been through this one already.
You're
Why would anyone want to sit here?
Nope.
Oh yeah, it brings back memories of vacations as a kid. Sitting in Heathrow Airport watching the luggage go round and round on the baggage carousel as you watch your flights being cancelled on the big screen because the bloody Spanish air traffic controllers are on strike again.
Oh, that's always fun.
You Brits are a strange and confusing people, old chum.
Let's talk to her. No, nothing there you can help with. To the south, let's go this way, yeah.
He's reaching out for the old man's hand. Boy, that's one cute kid.
Indeed. Surely even the dark matter that passes for a heart in the chest of the purple patriot must be moved. Just a little.
Yeah, he's a cute kid, all right. I just hope the old man's got one hand on his wallet. That's all I'm saying.
Are you
Yikes.
seriously suggesting that all immigrants are criminals?
Well, they get off the plane and the only 2 words of English they know are welfare office. You don't see any of them getting a damn job, do you?
Weren't you just saying the other day that the rationale behind blocking immigration was that they're stealing jobs from Americans? How can they steal jobs if they don't work?
Stop confusing me! He looks like he ought to have a plantation somewhere.
He looks like the man from Del Monte.
I don't think it's supposed to be historically accurate. It's just a symbol for people to associate with.
It couldn't be historically accurate. Look at that walking stick. He must be 80 if he's a day. No way a guy with an 80-year-old bladder wears a white suit.
According to this, in 1897, the majority of immigrants were Irish and Italian.
Okay then.
You see? Now these days, people consider Irish and Italian New Yorkers to be as American as anyone else. It just goes to show that the foundations of this city are built upon the blood and sweat of migrant workers.
Rubbish! New York is built on purebred Americans.
Well, I guess some parts of Staten Island are built on Native American burial grounds.
Wow.
Look, mate, here's someone who agrees with your hardline stance on immigration.
I know what you're trying to do, old friend, so forget it! Early settlers came over here to help the natives. We introduced them to a wealth of sights they'd never seen before.
Like pumpkin pie in internment camps.
Okay. To the north. Where does this take us? I need help.
I need help. I get the feeling the ladder doesn't like me, old chum.
I think I'd better get you back to Florence Bundy. You're having another one of your funny turns.
No, old friend, I'm deadly serious. Every time I try to grab that ladder, it gets pulled up.
Almost like someone went up there before you and is trying to stop you having the same step up that they had.
Exactly. What can I do about cretins like that?
Well, you could have a look in a mirror someday, but in the meantime, I would be on the lookout for something with a hook on it. Perhaps you can hook onto the ladder before it gets pulled up.
Nothing. That's all. What do I have in my inventory?
This elastic.
We
Come on.
This.
No, that doesn't help. Okay, to the south. Okay. Take the walking stick, maybe.
If I wanted to cart around an old man who was incapable of moving, I'd go and get my pops back out of the old folks' home we stuck him in.
Wow.
Yeah, he's been there 18 months. He's probably wondering why it's taken you so long to park the car.
No, I want the cane stick.
If
No. Okay, that didn't work. I think this will be a time to call it for a break right now, and we will be back next week to finish this series. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.